So hi all, I am in Bainbridge, PA, and this is the old PRR line here, and there is a river trail here I'll be walking, and ruins as well, so I'm going to be exploring them today as well. So just wanted to say hi and enjoy this beautiful site with all of y'all. Hey everyone, so I am on the river trail in the Bainbridge area in PA, and this was an old quarry, part of it. There was also a town as well, Connoy, and a lot of the ruins are still in the woods on the other side of the trail, and I have hiked it before, but I would like to document the whole thing. This is the old PRR line. It does still get used. As a matter of fact, I caught a train today on it. It doesn't get used very often, but so this is part of the quarry on the other side of the tracks, and actually that side they have posted that you cannot trespass because there are a lot of dangerous spots there. They don't want people getting hurt. So, but I just wanted to show it to you, and I'm going to continue on the trail to where the ruins are, and then we'll start up there. So it's difficult to see in all the leaves and the brush, but there are some old wrecked brake beams here on the side of the hill, and if I zoom in you can really see it. They've been there a long time. And then we're going to be walking over right past to where the white cliffs are. So I can get you a little footage of that as well. So here are more freight car parts. Does anybody know of any type of wreck at Jeb a long time ago in history? Would be really interesting to find out, because these parts are strewn across, you know, several yards all along the side where the river is, and I don't know, they're in the woods, they're in the weeds, they're all over the place. So here is a part of a brick building in the weeds here. Obviously it was used for the little town that was here where the quarry is. I'm not sure what it was used for, but I'm gonna hike back in there and take a look at it. So here I'm at the brick building right behind me. It is so cool. There's a lot of industrial stuff laying around. I wish I could actually chisel off a piece of the brick, but yeah, I'm not gonna do that because you get in trouble with that kind of stuff. So, you know, but it is kind of weird. I mean, as I explore these ruins, it almost feels like I'm being watched. I know there are stories. There have to be ghosts and spirits in these areas. There have to be, because the stuff I probably went through a flood, or it's right by the river and right by the railroad tracks, so who knows what might have happened in these areas. But it's really fun to explore, guys. Okay guys, so here is the start of the ruins. This is where the town was, and there's a lot of just mangled up mess in here, a lot of rebar, and it looks like concrete, and it looks like that is an old fire door. You can see the tracks there, the wheels that went on the track, and the wood part of the door. Really cool. So I'm going to keep exploring back into the woods here and see what else we can find. So here's a whole bunch of rebar, and it's just up against some trees. There's a big piece of concrete here. It almost looks like it could be a piece of art. It's just nature's art, I guess. Industrial nature art. There you go. So here is a building still intact, it looks like. There's a bit of a gully or trench down here. It looks like the water may have been through here at one point. But it's hard to see through all of the, you know, the trees and the vines and the monkey vines and all of that, but it looks pretty cool. I'm wondering what that might have been used for. There's also water line that came through here too, or pipe. That's pretty neat. And a lot of really cool monkey vines covered in moss. It's really cool looking back in through here. So here's more of the ruins. I know it's difficult to see, but it's a big mangled up mess of concrete and rebar, metal, all kinds of things. And it goes on for a while, actually, all the way up to where the white cliffs are if you follow it in the woods. This is just off the river trail. And there looks like it was some type of, maybe a metal walkway, possibly. And there's more rebar in there. So here are a bunch of barrels, and one of them on the side here, you can see the writing on it. It's the Gulf Refining Company. There's even an anchor on there. I'm sure they're not thermally insulated, so I'm going to stay away from them. I'm not going to touch them, but pretty cool. So there are all kinds of pieces of metal strewn around all over the place. Things sticking up out of the ground. I'm not quite sure what they were used for, but they're just everywhere. You can see them. There's one over there too, sticking up. You really have to watch yourself when you're walking through here as well. There's pieces of pipe, corrugated metal, all kinds of things. As I walk through here, the whole area is strewn with all kinds of debris and ruins. Okay, here you can really see that it was a building. You can see the bricks there, all covered in moss. And if you look through here, you can just see all the debris strewn everywhere. Oh, look at that. Wonder what that was used for. Pretty big hook. And it's just concrete everywhere, piled up, and rebar and metal. And there is the brick. And as I'm looking at the brick here, I notice a piece of railroad track sticking out right there. And there's a tie plate is also on there. So definitely it was a railroad town. It was a little community a long time ago, and this is just the remnants of what's left. Pretty cool. Okay, so here is the other end of all that debris. It looks like it may have been the other end of that building. You can see the brick there, and it looks like that may have been the floor, and the brick underneath was part of the basement is what I'm assuming. But I wonder if there was some way to get into it, if it would still be there, that you could explore it. It looks like it may have collapsed in on itself, but if you explore around, you may find a little opening somewhere where you could get in, and possibly part of the basement could still be intact. Not that I'm saying I would do it, because that would be awfully dangerous to do, but if someone wanted to, you know, that might be something really cool, because you might find some really neat things. But it's really cool just to look at the ruins here and figure out what might have happened. It's pretty neat. So here's another angle of a lot of the ruins here, and this was obviously some type of cart that was pulled. There's tires there. rotting away, and a whole bunch of rebar in there, and corrugated metal pieces, lots of concrete. I'm gonna walk over here because I think I see a big, huge chain. So follow me, guys, into the woods. Through the woods we go. Wow. I'm not sure what that is. There's a piece of hose, and there's that metal chain. Obviously, it must have operated some big piece of machinery or something. If anybody can recognize what any of this stuff might have been for, feel free to let me know, because I have no clue. I'm definitely going to research more of it though, and more of the town, so that I can talk about the history of it. Okay, I'm going to move on and see what else I can find out. So here is more ruins, just a couple steps down on the trail, right at the entrance of the White Cliffs. And you can see all these beams, how old they are. You can see the big metal nails that are in them. Look pretty cool. And there's just piles and piles of stuff here. Let me zoom in on one of them. There you go. That's really cool. Boy, wouldn't you just love to have a piece of this wood in your house? That would be really neat. So I'm going to walk further that way a little bit, and it looks like there's a lot of the brick building that is just in shambles. So here are a lot of the bricks, and you can even see there's writing on some of them. And there's some red brick there. And look at that piece of metal in that wood. There's on both ends. That's really cool. I don't know what that would have been used for, but that would make a really interesting piece to display. There's just no way to get it out of here. It's too big. I can't really do it anyway, so I will be a good girl today. Let's go this way. Follow me. You can see more of the brick wall there. And let me go around this way. There's another barrel. There's part of a metal beam or some kind of metal framing. And I'm going to go around. Trying to find a way in here. You can see there's a piece of the building right there as well. It's just kind of all around in this area. There's more of it. Concrete. Definitely interesting, and it's actually just steps off of the trail. It's not far at all. So that's pretty cool. So this is interesting. These ruins have been out here for so long that some of the metal pieces have grown, or the tree, I should say, has grown around them and straight through the tree. Pretty cool. And over here is an old porcelain light, and I actually have 3 of these in my shed. One of them is railroad from Rutherford, actually. I just never got around to hanging them. And here's more of the metal growing right through the tree. It's pretty cool. It's almost like a piece of art. And this is another piece here, which is really cool. This is totally growing through the trees, I should say. Go back a little so you can see what it looks like. Yeah, it's its own little piece of art back in here. And I don't know, not too many people know about it, I don't think, so just thought it would be interesting to share it with y'all. So here is something very interesting that I hadn't seen before, and at first I thought it might have been a dolly or hand truck or something, but I don't know now. It's very interesting. It's pretty much, a lot of it's intact, and you can definitely tell it's quite old. But if anybody has any ideas, let me know. It's pretty interesting. So here I found a cinder block wall. It looks like it was definitely part of a building. And right here looks like it was a piece of an I-beam, mounting for an I-beam that was here. It may have been for some kind of crane or something, who knows what they used it for, and a roller bearing there. And that would really be a neat piece to display. Cool turn of the century piece, that would be really neat. Use it as a doorstop or whatever you want. But this is a really interesting area where I have not explored yet, so it's really cool to find this. Definitely this was the part of a building.
Behind it. Look at the box.
So I had to hike in a little bit right off the White Cliffs in the woods because I eyed a few things. I'm not sure what that is, but I think it says diesel power on that piece of metal. There's cinder blocks, and there's this, looks like it might have been a battery charger, and it still has the label on it. And there are some parts of wooden boxes with threaded rod through. Don't know what they might have been used for, but there's more stuff over here. There's another box there. And more pieces of metal. Lots of brick. Tons and tons of brick as well. But really some interesting pieces that I have not seen before, so I'm happy that I found that. Pretty cool. So here I found the plaque that shows what I was just exploring. It actually was the village of Bainbridge, and it was founded in 1894, and it went out of existence in the mid-1900s because the quarry ceased operations, so the little village was no more. They didn't need it. There was no reason to have it because all the workers and the wives and the children all were living in this little village, this little community. And if I pan up here, you can see a lot of the remnants of the quarry. It's pretty big. And of course, like I said, it is posted on that side, so you can't really explore over there. But you can really see it in the wintertime because all the foliage is gone. And it's pretty neat. And there is also a building up on the hill, if I zoom in, that might have been a kiln maybe, I'm not sure. It is brick. That would really be interesting to explore if you could get up there, but not gonna happen, guys. So I just have to imagine what might be in there, or what it was. So that's it for this little tour of the ruins, and it is the quarry and the village of Bill Meyer. Really cool industrial heritage, and right along the river trail, and it's all very accessible. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll chat with you guys later.